onboarding page. There is 100,000 DOT in the games bounty to onboard small teams, indie game developers. There are lots of opportunities. So this needs to be like pushed and promoted. And we have already Angie who wants to be head ambassador for gaming. And I'm sure there are many other senior and ambassadors who would be happy to push gaming. Like, we really need an army of people to push different things, music.
Yeah, for sure.
Enterprise. Like, I just had a call with Sovereign Nature Initiative. Like, there is nothing of impact, sustainability. Nobody's really pushing that as a serious vertical in terms of business development and marketing, because simply marketing agency doesn't have a bandwidth. They can focus on certain events, but that's not enough. We need like 5 more marketing agencies in the ecosystem. Like, going back to ambassadors, I'm also doing all I can do. And if like I'm sponsored to go and talk and represent Polkadot, it's great. And actually some people already think that we got awarded and we like the program is up and running and we have funding. That's how it looks for the outside world, because we are actually doing things and we're active on Twitter, etc. But what I mean is that let's kind of structure our activities and focus on something and sort of understand how much effort goes into what. Because Patrizia, she's now organizing Blockchain Week Rome. Like, events, they're always super time consuming and it's heavy lifting. It always requires a lot of alignment, meetings, preparation, getting everybody together. Like, it's an intense work. And we just need to understand, like, if ambassadors are happy to support, if we can utilize events bounty, what are the tools that we can currently use to fund ourselves to do this kind of initiatives. And Patrizia, in terms of getting together, I think we should just pin down community call on X. But Zoe created this Polkadot ambassadors account, and then I think nobody else has access to it. I think we all should have access to that account and just schedule Twitter spaces on a regular basis. One call in the morning, one call in the evening, let's say every last Friday of the month. So everybody who wants to be part of the program knows where to find ambassadors. We're just going to do it open. We're going to talk about the upcoming events, opportunities, what head ambassadors are planning to do, and how to join these activities.
Yeah, for sure.
Until we
It's a good idea.
Agree. Yes.
Yes,
Let me-
it's good.
So sorry.
I think so. I think the idea is very good, Irina. It's good also to have a place for all the community, because it's very decentralized now, and you don't. It's lots of channels of ambassadors, and it's really nice. At least for me, it's tons of Telegram channels and Twitter. So I think it's a really cool idea to do it. In my case, I'm mostly focused on refi. So I'm also speaking with Sovereign Nature and Energy Web. I tried, but they didn't reply. In my case, I'm contacting with Damanhur, that it's one of the biggest eco communities in the world, and they have also a network of eco communities in lots of places in the world. So I'm trying to use Polkadot as their financial infrastructure. So I'm having lots of meetings with them. Now I'm meeting also with the public relationship, Manta. And soon I also go there, visit. Actually, Damanhur is in Italy. It's in your place, in your country, Patrizia.
Are you in Italy now?
Sorry?
Sorry, I don't listen very well. There's I have a little bit a lag, so I don't listen very well. You can repeat.
This eco community that I'm working with, they are from Italy. Damanhur,
cool.
maybe though you listen about it.
Yeah. Write me in PM the name of the people. Maybe I know them.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm trying to connect with them. They are very nice guys. They are like 800 living there, and they have lots of hubs worldwide, like in Amazonia, Australia, lots of places. So I'm trying to connect them in order to spread Polkadot there also, and also in their communities. And I'm also trying to make a refi channel with all the peeps that are working on this area. It's not so much for now. It's not so much people, but I think it's have potential to growth in the future.
Okay, it's good. We
But-
have. Sorry.
No, on the other hand, you're right, and the idea of Irina is very good. But to continue being supportive about Polkadot, and it's my case. Essentially, we have to continue to communicate about our activities, not only about the ambassador program, to continue to support Polkadot generally also, because definitely it's really important to keep a place visible place
Yeah.
in this manner. I have because I have also discovered this week that I don't know if you know the Horizen blockchain ecosystem. Horizen, Zen Plus, and it's Horizen. Horizen will become probably a parachain of Polkadot because it becomes difficult to continue a project as a isolated ecosystem, and because Horizen is a more little one. And I have one ambassador of the Horizen network, which could be also interested in making some connection between Horizen community and our community. We are working on it now. And it's also like an opportunity. But I think we have to continue to support Polkadot and communicate through X, but together also once a month could be definitely a good idea.
Yeah. I think. Sorry, Irina. I think that we have. I understand this all because I see in my work. I'm not a public person. I'm not a known person in the community, but I see that there are many people that are working hard to spread and the Polkadot idea, but they have no the right position because they have public position. I think that we need to explain, for example, all the work that Davis are doing now, and the BD role of the Irina. Irina is not only a simple speaker; is also is more. His role as BD people is very important for me, in my opinion. So we need to spread this side of our work, and we need to be transparent with the community.
Patrizia, I super agree on this thing because not many people see what is happening behind the scenes. And for business development to be successful, you actually need to have successful operations. So what you are doing, you need to have successful marketing, people who organize events, who take care of the social media exposure. It has to be a synergy. It's never like, if business development person appears at the event and there is no Polkadot branding, there's nothing prepared, there's no PR relations, people don't know what Polkadot is, then business development person has to do marketing job first and then business development. And then it comes into development. So as an ambassador collective successful in business development, I see us as a number of functions that complement each other, both on a skill set level and regional level. So we become effective team.
Yeah, I see many times in the last call that often I don't see the team, but if we want to win, we need to work as team. And this is a very important point. I think that our big mistake in the last program is that we are not working as team, and that we are not open to the community as team and transparent with what are we doing. So we have arrived on January that the people don't understand why the program was in that situation. That not all our fault, but is a mix of issue, a mix of reason that is a result of 2 years of problem, and that we have tried to solve some problem. So I don't want to repeat the same mistakes. This is all.
Yeah, I agree, but at the same time, we have to find also efficient way of communicating it, so we don't create ourselves like reporting and overheads, and this is like becomes something super time consuming. This is why I suggest to have Twitter spaces, because we can come on space and we can say Patrizia is organizing this and that, running reports, David has these relations and these opportunities, other communities are doing this and that. We have these head ambassadors who are in charge of operational side of things, these ambassadors are doing events and marketing, these ones are doing partnerships, etc. And David, just coming back to what you said about another ecosystem, like this is super important. I actually have a couple of opportunities to bring other blockchains to Polkadot to become parachains. And what we've discovered, like speaking with CTOs, that there is not like a unique presentation that pitches Polkadot technical qualities and superiority to more like technical people into other blockchains. So we always talk about like scalability, agile core. It's all very abstract. It doesn't really speak the exact benefit to other infrastructure. So how are they going to scale? What is the number of transactions they're going to get? How it solves their current problems. And especially it's relevant to ecosystems that have, let's say, 900 million users that they are able to bring to Polkadot, but then they don't really have, a solid technology that they can scale. So I think it will be extremely important for us as a group to come up with such presentation that explains Polkadot SDK, and that we can pitch Polkadot as a relay chain for other blockchains to become a parachain. This would be extremely helpful. Like I have several opportunities. So if we as a group come up with this presentation, and we'll be able to onboard more parachains into the ecosystem, this would be super valuable. Like doing something better than this, onboarding brands, onboarding traditional businesses is nice, but Polkadot is B2B, and Polkadot's like value was actually created for other blockchains to become a parachain in Polkadot and to be able to use this advanced technology. And also like in terms of GEM, I have not seen a simple presentation that is digestible, because if you read the gray paper, I mean, nobody's going to just go and read gray paper unless they're super passionate.
Maybe I have a presentation for that. Let me check, because I read and see a video. I don't end to see them, but if this is good, I can share it with you so we can have a starting point.
Yeah, that would be great.
If not, if it's not enough, I can ask to Filippo if he can prepare something that can help us to spread and share this new side, these new topics.
Yeah, that would be super helpful.
Yeah. Let me add this task.
And also, like Albert is not on this call, but he was planning to do ambassadors meetup at Decoded, and I think this is also super important. And I think that if we switch the focus of meetups to just being like gatherings, casual gatherings, and people jumping on stage and just having talks, to something more educational. So we actually ask Web3 Foundation to give us presentations. So something what Parity usually does for their retreats, when they educate each other about different departments, technology. So we have it more like Q&A session, upskilling for ambassadors. I think it will be more useful, because I have not attended the last gathering, but I heard that many people were disappointed. I didn't quite get why. But I think what we always discussed as head ambassador group with Web3 Foundation was this type of retreat that they could organize for us and really connect us with the core people in the ecosystem. We have some learning sessions. We really make sure that as ambassadors, we got valuable information that we can then digest, transform into a content, and go and share with companies, with our communities, and we create value that way, as opposed to just, let's get funding for everybody to come to Decoded, but to do what? I think it's super important for us to have like our mission and goal clear, and I'm pretty sure we can go to Open Governance and get it funded, or we have marketing bounty, or events bounty. I don't see big problem of sponsoring a handful of ambassadors coming to the event.
Yeah.
If really these ambassadors will come, like, I think people who have to pitch like what is the value they want to get from the event and then bring it back to their community. So like, I want to come to the event because I want to meet XYZ and I want to get this knowledge, and then I'm going to do a follow-up meetup in my city with this and that company, organization, whatever, and tell them about Polkadot and create this create those opportunities.
Many topics on the table. I need to understand if I can have the access of our X to starting to do the post with our action, and I need to think about the meetup is official. The meetup on the Decoded is an official event, or is only in proposal phase? I don't know where is the state of this of the meetup.
But who's doing it, Albert?
He spoke about that in the last call, in a call that we have done some day ago, but I don't know if there is all on the table. I don't know.
No, we need to follow up. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we could have a panel at Decoded for ambassadors. We never had really, except for the Polka Oscar celebration, any kind of exposure for ambassadors. So it's always kind of like backstage, somewhere, we just meet and we know that we exist, but does the ecosystem know that we exist? Not really. And having a panel of ambassadors.
Have you talked? Sorry, I have very bad. My voice is horrible. Have you present any proposal to talk about the program, about the new collective and the code? I already present a proposal to talk about that. I present I present two proposals to talk. One's about governance and the other about the new collective. So I don't know if I would be selected, but I already present one.
No, I haven't, and it's actually like because I'm just back from the Ars DAO craziness, so I was quite busy there. Yeah, if you need support, if you need us to talk to anyone, let's just get together and push it. Because I'm not in contact with organizers of Decoded, so I'm not.
Me neither. No. I in the code, the presentation were open. I don't know 1 month ago and until yesterday. So I present. I made two proposals to talk. Of course, I don't know. I have been. I should be selective to talk, but no, I don't know how many proposals they will receive or they already received. So I don't know if I will be selected, but because no one is talking about that in public or in this kind of event, I make this proposal because we have this situation that only talk with us, okay, between us, but the community doesn't know anything about what is going on with the program, okay? And you see different forums and you see Twitter, Telegram, no one knows anything about that. So we should start communicate. That is the situation. But what that, in my point of view, we should start working on that and communicate. And in addition of create this monthly task, because we are working very hard for the community and project. Okay, when I'm talking about community, it's about the role of head ambassador. We should have a forum where we can explain what we should do. Okay, we what actually do and what the head ambassador should do, because the collective say almost nothing about the role. So what it include? The last question that I saw in forum is what the head ambassador role include, and no one answer that, because we cannot that. We should create, in my opinion, and all the current head ambassador, we should create a list, a short list about the minimum requirement that the head ambassador should have. Okay, because if not, anyone can say, okay, I'm doing that, so I could do head ambassador. I do that because who decide what are the minimum requirement and task should complete the head ambassador? No one say nothing, and no anything. Sorry, no one say anything. But at the same time, we are not working on that. So, in addition of create the task and what we are doing, what we consider should is the minimum required for head ambassador, and get published that in Twitter, in Telegram, and Discord, and in every event that we can have the opportunity to talk.
David, it's your turn.
Yeah, about talking to the candidate, I think selected or not, it could be a good idea to organize an open panel, I would say, of involving all the ambassadors present in Brussels within the side event. Why not to talk about ambassador topic, governance, maybe the organization of our group, or targets or goals could be also an idea. I've written this on the forum about key, I would say, key objective and some goals indeed, which have to be, I would say, targeted by the different ambassadors. But I think we did this exercise before diving into the new ambassador collective program with Web3 Foundation. We tried to do it. Sorry, we tried to do it, and you know how much it's complicated today, because a lot of people could bring things very different within the collective, which I would say could enforce it. So it's difficult to finally be aligned on I would say maybe some basics, okay, but not more than basics, because we are definitely totally different. Our approaches are different, but we are, I would say, as a collective, we are more efficient together than we are alone. So
Totally, because this synergy is also being based regionally, and it's super important, and showing this at the event is super important, because people may just not perceive value. And also we're all aware that we have ambassadors who are not well trained or understand a lot about the ecosystem, who are not in contact with the Web3 Foundation or head ambassadors, but they're still out there and talking, you know, on behalf of the ecosystem, but not communicating the right message. And a lot of people are angry about it. I met a couple of founders, especially like on the DeFi side, who don't have good impression about ambassador program, because there were many people like spreading misinformation and just delivering really bad image of the ecosystem. And we need to also make sure that this is, you know, taken into consideration, and we have identified ambassadors who should be removed from the program because they create damage for the ecosystem more than positive things. Guys, I just messaged actually somebody from the organizations to request a panel about ambassador program. So I'll keep you posted on how this conversation goes, because I heard that I thought that Madeline is in charge of the program, but this morning I received the information that she's on maternity leave. So I'm just trying to find out who's running that. And yeah, I'm gonna push to request a panel to discuss ambassador program. Maybe we can get Joe Petrovsky on it to like talk about the technical side and the fellowship, and how it's going to be organized, technically speaking.
I have some doubt because I don't know if we can speak about the requirement for the ad ambassador, because we can define or decide that we can only open a discussion about that. There is no specification on the proposal, so we can wholly open a discussion, a public discussion, but there is no an official information on a proposal about it. I don't remember to have read a section for in the proposal. Also, is one of the starting point of the Giotto proposal was to have new people. So there are no minimum requirement to be part of the community for some time. So the goal was to open the community to new people. So I don't know if we can find a way that collect the minimum requirement, because we have many figure, many skills on the table, and we need to I don't know if it's possible to find a shared point about that. I find it very, very difficult. I don't know. I'm thinking about that. Is very tricky working on a project that is not on official on our church. I don't know if it is clear my my position.
Yeah, I understand. But just a question for you. Do you think we will gather really 21 head ambassador? Because I feel the community rather quiet at the moment. And I don't feel also a lot of people involved in Polkadot promotion. It's quiet, I would say. I'm not sure we will be able to gather 21 people around the table, but we just need 10 maybe.
Yeah, we need 10. Like, I mean, we just need a minimum to start, and I'm pretty sure that once we get closer to the official implementations of the program, you'll see many more people popping up. Because as always, you know, when there is something on the table, people jump. When there is not yet, where there's a lot of uncertainty, it's just us pushing. As
I think that many people are working on the underline and are searching funding and searching the way to submit. I think that there are more than 21 people for the submission. I'm learning. I'm listening that many people are interested in this position, but few of us are interested to manage the community and gather and spread the information out the community. So I don't understand at the moment the possible scenario for the submission is very complicated, but there are many people that are working underline about that.
But as please go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, David. I think, Patrizia, to what you said about like the requirement, I think the minimum requirement should be technical requirements. So people should be familiar with Polkadot GS, should have participation in the bounty, should know how bounties work and how to like request funding, how to set up multisig, how open governance work. So we need to have this basic set of questions to understand if people are really interacting with the ecosystem, because maybe they are involved in ecosystem projects, in parachains, maybe they help teams to
I-
submit proposals.
I agree on that. I'm not for maybe I'm not clear about it. I share and I agree that is very important that the people get a submission, know the project in the deep, but in the proposal, in the text of the project proposal, there's nothing about that.
Yeah.
So we can discuss that, but we have no paragraph on the proposal that explain that. So we can have this requirement without any public discussion, without any other proposal on chain. Like he said many times in the X space that we can use a multisig to create a submission of group, but it's not possible. As you heard in the X spaces with the fellowship team, they specify that it's not possible because in the proposal it's not specified. So I think is what was said in the space, and I think what in the proposals is what and what is developed from the fellowship team. So I don't know if we can decide for this reason. Not that I don't agree on that, but is a tricky. For the same reason, because it's not simple to understand how manage the old people in the ambassador program. Because there is nothing in the proposal about the old ambassador. If you want to push the old ambassador in the new program, this is the task for the new ambassador, but not inside the actual proposal.
But maybe we could propose through the forum, I suppose, the basics to become head ambassadors. It won't be an official vote, but it could be a reference, I would say, if people are agree with it. But it will drive a little bit, I would say, the process for the next steps coming. But it would be like the first brick of the wall, if you want, but something concrete, because the most difficult at the moment is, as you mentioned, as everyone's mentioned, we are in the fog. We don't know exactly how things will going on, and what is the next steps. Nobody lets that's the reality. Nobody lets the boat.
Yeah. Is the reason because we often spoke in our last call to open the discussion how do the submission. If you want a template, if you want to open a discussion on the forum, because the proposal is passed, but there isn't anyone that lead this process. We are in a transition.
It's very simple actually answer to that, because head ambassadors are supposed to be first elected and then create this program for other ambassadors, because until you know who are these 21 people and until they come to a consensus and to a joint plan together, it's not at this point possible to say what the program would look like. So but I agree that we have to have guidance and guidelines for others to join and minimum requirements. And I like what you are proposing, David, that we have a forum. So we, as like existent head ambassador group, and everybody who is planning to apply and be re-elected as head ambassadors, can propose these guidelines on the forum and say, guys, we would like to see your knowledge of technical aspects of Polkadot. We would like to see your engagement with Polkadot teams and your knowledge, basic knowledge, know how many parachains, what are the parachains, what are the key projects in the ecosystem. So really basic knowledge. And for senior ambassadors, it should be more like you should have more time in the ecosystem, and they should have done something like organized X amount of events, organized lectures, onboarded someone for business development, I don't know, maybe they're validating nodes or like doing some work for the ecosystem. And then ambassadors, it's like more loose and more open, because we always had more room for all skill sets and all kind of people. Because if we become very strict with ambassadors, then we will not have people on the program. They will be just, you know, scared to step in and think, oh, I have to do A, B, C, D task. Then for candidates, we can propose also to have a basic education on Polkadot, which never existed before. So we started, like Bill Laboon and Dan Research, they had this presentation, general presentation about Polkadot, but it's very outdated now. So we need, with the help of Web3 Foundation, to create this new onboarding system where we actually teach people, like, what is Polkadot, what's in here. So when they come in as candidates, they can learn, and then we could almost do like a quiz or some sort of test for them to test their knowledge and to, you know, receive then maybe an NFT certification. I passed to the ambassador level, because we need to be more open and inclusive on the lower level of the program. And candidates, they, I think, should still not be paid for the work. But then as you progress and as we have treasury, we can pay people who are more active and who are more, you know, who have their own program, because I believe senior ambassadors, they really should have their own action plan. And if they want to receive salary, they have to have a plan, what they want to do, either for their local community, for business development, for technical work. Because if they're receiving, I don't know, for example, $5,000 a month, they should commit to some deliverables and KPIs.
Sorry,
don't
this is after or before the election, this organization, what you are talking about?
After.
Okay, but for the election, it's very not organized at all. It's how will we go? I the first time I was with the show, I asked me to go as a yes, not for wallet, but can go as a block we had in before this list that 6 organized. I think this is possible, you know, Sigwell, and he said also that it's possible, but it will take longer. So I didn't understand how we as a community will do the submission. It's one by one. I know that lots of people are working in the backstage. They don't say no spaces already. They are preparing some videos and election like real life. But I don't understand. What I don't understand is how we as head ambassadors go as a community. We go one by one.
I don't know if I listen very well, because I have sound like with you, but the last thing that we said that we have to go one by one, but as a team. This is the idea. So to have a working group, but one by one. This is what I understand. For this reason, we're starting to have in the agenda file we asked to insert in the table the role, because if have a complementary role, we have more possibility to create a team, a complete team in the new set of the ad ambassador.
Okay.
This is what I understand in our last call. Maybe it's changed the game, so
Exactly. You never know.
but this is what I understand about that. Sorry, but for I have no much time, because I need to jump in another call. I have a small
Maybe I would share this weekend some basics, head ambassador and senior, I would say, basics that I think have to be able to manage for head ambassador and share this to to the forum, but I will push something about it on our Telegram channel first. But
Yeah,
finally, I think it could be good to have a discussion about these basics before the election, before,
Yeah.
not after.
Yeah. David, if we can start like a Google document and share with head ambassadors, then everybody can input their points, and then we discuss in head ambassador chat. And once we come to like a clean version,
something simple, something simple,
yeah,
and
super
straight to
simple.
the
Like
point.
these are your basic, like basic
exactly.
requirements, so people know what to expect and where like kind of our thinking goes about what should the program look like, and then like we can only share details as we go because many things will change. It will really depend on the people who will be elected as head ambassadors because everybody has their own personality, program that they want to do, region that they work on. It's very difficult right now to predict. And then head ambassadors will have to sit at the table, and everybody will present what they want to do, and then identify like strengths of the group, but also gaps and opportunities that need to be filled up, and then like bring, for example, senior ambassadors who can fill these gaps and who can bring like other skills and other projects to the table, and then sort of like cascade this down to ambassadors who want to do tasks. But still, we have to stay open and more like bottom up than top down. So from all the ambassadors in the community, we still keep this grassroots, spirit that everybody has ideas and they can promote them.
Yeah, sure. I will do it. I will make a first proposal this weekend. We're through a Google Docs.
Another question about this doc, a point to add at the doc is about the regional ambassador, because many times we spoke about in public and privately about the regional ambassador, but it's not a clear task because in the seats there is no specification about that. So we spoke many times on Nick's space about the regional head ambassador. I have many requests about that, but I hope I always respond that we have a number of seats dedicated for the regional ambassador, because 21, if you see the regional area in the world, is not enough. So we need to specify these topics, because many regional people are working on it, but it's not clear that it's not a secure seats. It's not a defined seats for that. And it's important to define a program, not there is nothing that we are.
Maybe to a classification which could be down is through main common language practices.
Yeah.
Like, so for sure English, Chinese, German, French one, something like this. Yeah, but it's for all the francophonie, meaning it's not just for the Région France, but also Canada and other people. That's the idea. We would gather all the. That's why we have now a new ambassador in Île de la Réunion, the lucky one. And we will have also one in Canada soon. But it could be an approach, an angular approach.
Yeah. But this is another point to add in the guideline, in my opinion, because there is not a clear side of the proposal.
But it's something really sensible, because community will have to debate about it. It's like not. The idea is not to impose a solution, but maybe to begin to build some guidelines, I would say, which will be definitely very useful to organize the first step after the implementation of the collective.
Yeah. We can open only a discussion. Bye, Evelina. Bye. Let me do also a little recap before close the call, so is more.
And I work on the basics.
Yeah.
I will
Then,
publish
if
it.
you want an app to post that in the Polkadot forum, let me know.
No, first with you to have your points and insight about it, and we will see together what's the best way to follow on it.
Yeah. And so I'll ask to Zoe the access to the X account if she can manage it, and I hope that everyone can add what are doing in this month on May. If you see our agenda on the top of the file, I add the section. So we are very important to add, in my opinion, this information. So we can start to spread that. This is my task. And another my task is to find a simple presentation for Jam. And so I'll write in the next hour the meeting notes, and I'll share the video recorded as this is a little recap for our call.
And I'm on the gray paper, the Jam gray paper website, but it's I would say just the replication of the gray paper, not an explanation around it.
Yeah. But there are something official and something not official, and let me check what is the better, if the official or not official document. Let me understand, and then I turn I share with you on our chat.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Bye.
Yes.
And Lucia, take care,
Thank
because
you.
I suppose you're a little bit ill or something like this.
Yeah.
Because your voice.
Rest.
Yes.
Yeah, so take care.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.